problem seems to be that the people who live around those boundaries aren't really convinced that they have ownership of that road because it seems to be more of kind of a citywide asset. People who use, who drive that road are convinced that they're the ones who actually own it, not the people who live there. Do you have any examples of creating a more local ownership of those kind of more citywide assets?
Yeah, I mean, I think your question is just like, who owns the neighborhood, who owns the roads, and how do you do things with connectivity and make that work? And it's a really good question. I don't have a real clean answer for. It partly gets back to who owns the road. So a whole different dynamic if it's a state road versus a county road versus a local road. So a lot of communities, just to get control over their own roads, will actually take ownership of the roads away from, say, the state level. So City of Seattle, for example, used to have a lot of state roads, and they had a different philosophy on who was going to use those roads. Were they for everyone, complete street, or was it just to move motor vehicles? For example, when the state does counts, quite often they'll count vehicles and not people. So 40 people in a bus counts as one. And so are you moving machinery? Are you moving people? It also gets into social equity issues because a lot of times lower income people use buses. So it's not one person, one vote. It's one machine. You have to be wealthy to have the machine to get the one vote. So there's a lot of structural kind of discrimination, built into how we do it. So getting back to it, I think the best thing I can say here is let's get back to people and not machinery and equity. And it's hard because with cycling, for example, you need systems. You can't have two people in the middle not liking it. With walking, and that's why it's more neighborhood-based, you're talking about getting across the street, going to the school, and getting to the bus stop. So it's a whole different